Yeah, look at that. It's all configured and shit. What the fuck? What kind of fucking nasty ass Jingle Bells was that? Dude, look, our fucking two favorites right off the bat. XCopy 12 and Kusaryu. I should change my stream title. I'm sure it'll just be understood that it already happened. That was a fun event. I should hold one of those every week. I should improve my Ibuki. For a second I thought that was Shinku and I got all hyped because I was like, does that work? After air-to-air connects, and after any air-to-air connect, Ryu can often do Shinku, but he has to be really close to the corner, and he was really far away. Don't forget that after air-to-airs, supers will juggle, even if it's an air reset. This meme 12, for being a meme 12, is really good. But, you know, 12. It's like sad that Kusa Ryu and his fucking wacky ass I don't know what I'm doing playstyle is like as good as a good 12. I feel like it shouldn't be that way, you know what I mean? Alright, here's some Kusa 12. Ryu and XCopy, I don't know how to feel. He's strong anyway. Because he hit the air normal there, that might have been a punish. He had to land without doing an air normal. I don't know which game introduced Trip Guard. It could have been the Street Fighter 3 series. I think it was an Alpha, but I don't know for sure. Alpha had like most of the bug fixes from the stuff they knew was dumb from Street Fighter 2. Like they knew fireballs were strong in Street Fighter 2, so they made it an Alpha so that fireballs would do less damage the further they traveled. And they just kind of nerfed them in other ways too. Gah. Nice EX. Consistency of anti-airs in Street Fighter 3 is mostly based around how high you hit them. Or rather, the variance in how high you hit them. As with everything in Street Fighter 3, inconsistency is the key. Having a strong mix-up is what makes you a good player. Not having strong fundamentals. That's unsafe in this game. You think Ryu hits hard now, wait till you see EX donkey kick combos. Ryu is really strong. Ryu is like not at all different from Street Fighter, from various other Street Fighters, but in the context of this game, he's a slow heavy hitter. Just because most characters are faster than him and most characters are weaker than him. That fucking Denshin! Was that an accident? That was pathetic. That was like level 1 jab Denshin. And scooting across the screen with its one hit. It worked anyway. I haven't seen Denshin not charged in a long time. I forgot how slow it was. No, there's no mind game with that. That's just a reaction parry. This Remy was a fucking noob. Even if you miss that parry, it's still like a 1 Denshin hit. Does like no damage, no stun. When on earth is there ever a Remy mirror? I can't think of the last time I've seen this shit. Jesus Christ, Remy mirrors. Just kill me now. Look, guys, we're playing Street Fighter 2. Air-to-air Fierce is a juggle starter. I understand what they were going for with Remy, but it's too few far between. He feels like he could have been a Street Fighter 2 character. Like everything about him, everything about him is kind of weird in the engine of Street Fighter 3. he feels like he does not fit in this game. Like most of the characters they created for this game were a different, like, thing. Oh, he tried to hit that, the neutral jump. I don't remember Remy Mirror, but there might have been one. The Guile analog, yeah. There are rather significant differences between him and Guile. He has about like 4 normals and a few specials shared with Guile. But in application, he's kind of different. I'm pretty sure it's not Nuki, but I forget who it is. There's some commentator who always goes crazy. He missed it. That's not Nuki, because Nuki also always goes crazy. If you get deep universal overhead, you can combo either of Remy's first 2 supers. I mean, obviously his booms are way different, but like, just he doesn't have that many shared attacks. His low strong is similar, and then his crouch fierce is like the same as Guile's but launches, and then his sweep is kind of the same. But then like pretty much everything else is different. I guess close fierce is the same too. That's old Guile, because new Guile has a different fucking close fierce. Nice little punish. Ooh, very nice. That's invincible. Flash kick is a good anti-air. The only thing about it is it's just 1 parry, which is, you know, bad. Cold blue kick is only an incidental anti-air. I shouldn't say only, but like it's, you don't generally have enough time to like see someone jump and then cold blue kick. Most of Remy's anti-airing is like stand strong, crouch fierce, jabs, or like parries. I guess he can also use closer far roundhouse too. Remy has a lot of ways of anti-airing, but they're not really special moves because special moves are, you know, parried. Anti-air boom is actually super good for Remy. If the opponent parries an anti-air boom, they actually don't get a punish. So they can parry the anti-air boom and then he can do like stand strong and still hit them. That charge. That's some good charging. Look at that anti-air. Anti-air parry into stand medium kick. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Wacky. Neutral throw in the corner is a juggle state. There it is again. If the opponent's going for anti-air parry, you can often do a late jump attack or else land and throw. Or even land and go low. You have like a lot of good responses to that. A lot of people kind of freak out when they're new, when it's like my opponent did an anti-air parry. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you can't jump in this game." People have a lot of conflicting opinions about how parries like ruin the game. That's the thing that's really interesting about it. Like a lot of people come to the conclusion that parries ruin the game, but then they say that parries ruin the game for literally opposite reasons. A lot of people are like, "Oh my god, you can like parries make it so that jump ins are totally useless," and a lot of people are like, "Parries make it so jump ins like are way too strong." Just because on one side the jumper can parry and on the other side the fucking grounded guy can parry. Akuma is not a very played character in this game, even though he's theoretically quite good. Match is often in these events, but there aren't that many Akuma players besides him. The thing about Akuma is his health in this game is really fucking low. So if you want to play Ryu or Ken, who are quite similar to him, you can get kind of the same experience without, you know, instantly dying. And Akuma's pretty hard to play because you need to do stuff like fucking jab KKZ resets and Beijing Demons and stuff like that. Parries do make full screen fireballs pointless. Look at that. That comboed. Anti-air boom into stand strong. Remy's cool. Most people just gave up on parries. Most people did not bother to learn the full implications of them. They're for some people, not for others, I understand. But at the same time, I feel like most people should have just given it a little bit more time. Remy does not build any meter when he throws a fireball. In fact, that's a universal system. The meter is built when when the fireball hits or is blocked. So every time a fireball is parried, Remy's just giving Hugo meter, and he's not getting any of his own. So he's not building meter like this. He's 100% just trying to keep Hugo out and wait for mistakes. It's a really shitty scenario. This is why Remy is like low tier. Even though like this is a good matchup for him. Remy is probably the most vulnerable to parries of any character in this game. Very nice. Fireballs are a bit too useless. You will not get an argument from me. Shotos literally never do grounded fireballs. Except as like part of a hit confirm into super. The main actual problem with parries, this is how you can spot someone who's like, who knows anything about Street Fighter 3 at all. The main actual problem with parries is that parries do more to dissect some characters than others. Parries are really good to use against Remy and really bad to use against Makoto. That's what's wrong with parries, is that parries do not break all characters equally. Nice. It's quite hard to punish that if you block both hits, but it's a blue parry for the second hit. How good a parry is to land is based on how strong your character is, and how good a parry is to use against the opponent is based on how good your opponent's mix-up is. And also how good their damage is. Like, you don't risk up that much going for parries against Yang because Yang's damage is pretty low. But then you're fighting like, I don't know, Ken. And you go for fucking parries, or Makoto. You go for parries and, if you guess wrong, you eat a ton of damage. If you guess wrong against Yang, you eat fucking 3 Rekkas. Not that bad. Even though parries are a 100% universal system, in the sense that every single character has identical parries, characters have different follow-ups. And different risk factors against, like characters with reactable attacks just hate parries. Oh, big punish. One hit only. He could have had a clap off of that. Anyway, it's not actually as simple as that, because characters like Hugo, who are very reactable and thus very easy to parry, also have really high damage, which makes them really rewarded for their own parries. Same goes for Q. I kind of agree with Elena Hugo being worst feeling-wise. Maybe Remy Hugo, but Remy Hugo and Elena Hugo are not that bad of matchups. Oh, interesting. That was still a punish. That was over 50% of her stun bar in 1 second. Oh, that parry. Interesting whiff punish. Dudley's almost stunned. Elena's dizzy output is actually really high. Oh, he could have had a... I think there was a stun combo there. Parries cure a lot of imbalance, but they also create a lot of imbalance in a different way. That's what I'm really just getting at. You could fix it by fixing the balance. The way that I think parries probably should work is parry should probably be they should probably just only cancel the special moves. You probably shouldn't be able to do normals after a parry. Being able to do normals after a parry just opens up the whole world. Parry into throw is actually like perfect. I don't mind OS parry throw. That's actually a really important thing. I feel like it's important that parry OS throw exists because it creates a lot of like minor scenarios where otherwise it would only be two extremes. You can still quite easily throw someone who's going for parries. The thing about Street Fighter 3 is that even though it has like a really bad, even though it's not the most balanced game by any means, the skill ceiling is so goddamn high that there's a huge potential for you to just be better than your opponent. So even though you could run into a bad matchup, like there's a good chance you'll just win anyway if you're better. Anyway, what was I gonna say? If you're going for like if OS parry into throw doesn't exist, then every time you go for parry, you're going into like your max damage combo. And sometimes the parry will be punished, like by a high low mix-up or by a throw. And sometimes the parry will be successful and it'll be a full combo. But parry throw is beautiful because it kind of defends against throw pressure from the opponent. And it's also a lot faster. And it creates... There's like another scenario where like you get the successful parry, but you don't get the full damage combo, which creates like not, you know, it creates room for kind of like, I don't know how to say it. It creates room for not the extremes. It creates room that it's not just purely like instant win if do this and work, instant lose if do this and not work. These guys are playing on Japanese arcade cabinets. What the fuck, that DP? DPs are not that good in this game. I really like the main thing about parries, which is that if you have the correct read, you get paid off for it. You always have a very clear idea of what you did wrong, because there's always that layer of, well, I could have parried what he did. I love that. There's so many matchups in other fighting games where it's just a creeping death, where it's like, I don't know what I could have possibly done to win that. Bad matchups aren't that bad. Poor balance isn't that bad. The main thing that poor balance does is it effectively makes the roster smaller. And the thing about Street Fighter 3 is that it already has a pretty small roster. By like modern standards. It was like okay when it came out. Especially considering it was like a whole new cast. Hit the wrong button. I don't know if he did it on accident, but it was the wrong button to hit. He did left forward. Left forward pushes Ryu into the mirror immediately. Doesn't even get a hitbox out. I think left strong goes through the mirror as Ryu. Pretty sure, because Ken's does. You need to know your normals that go through the mirror. That's a huge part of the matchup. Not a huge part, but like, you know, it helps. Red parries are like perfect. Because they're hard. Pretty much everyone gets raped by red parries except characters who are really unsafe. I don't feel like there's really a whole lot of like there are a couple characters where red parries are a problem, like you slappy hands. That's invincible frame 1 from throws. That was a nice red parry. Yeah, Necro hates them. They still need to exist, though. The game wouldn't even fucking work if red parries didn't exist. Or rather, like, parries wouldn't matter that much if red parries didn't exist. Wow, that was a cool whiff. Very intelligent. I think SPD probably would have killed, though. And he could have done SPD there instead of super. Questionable. I'd take a second to eat a cookie on my desk. It's not that they're not worth going for, it's just like the main things that parries seem to seek to address. Like if red parries didn't exist, then like parrying wouldn't really treat those things. Like one of the points of parries is that like you can just like you can't ever be put into a checkmate scenario where you're guaranteed to die, and oftentimes that requires like red parries. What does the A mean? A lot of there's a lot of just defense in fighting games these days. Parries have pretty much like parries are like now just a individual character special move with huge limitations. But just defense have been in a lot of recent fighting games. Red parries are parries out of block stun. They have exactly the same properties as regular parries, except that they're tighter to time. They're 2 frame windows instead of like 7. But the point is you can do them while blocking. That was cool. They profiled the air Tatsu. Air EX Tatsu is a problem for Urian. I don't think KO13 had Just Defend, but 14 definitely does. And it's been in Guilty Gear and BlazBlue forever. And then I think it's in there's some other game. Just Defend is a much more innocent system, which basically does the same thing. Cool, that knee drop. Well spaced. He went for the EX. It's really hard to combat a mirror like that. He went for it. Akuma dies when you breathe on him in this game. Akuma has like the Street Fighter V equivalent of 700 health in this game. And you think fucking, oh my god, Akuma having low health in Street Fighter V sucks because how explosive every character is. Characters are a lot more explosive in this game. What's what? I will redirect that question back at you. What is what? I'm good. Literally as Oro against Akuma, if I land one Tengu Stone combo, I do about 80% of his health and get like a Noki set up. And also like 70% of his stun. Akuma is hard, and he's low HP. Yeah, Kihara, that was like your video. Didn't you have like a video like that? Literally, if Akuma, I had that in a video. If Akuma does if Hugo forward throws Akuma and Akuma does wake up hard DP, the clap combo from Hugo literally kills. Like regardless of super. We're not super far into this, but it doesn't really matter where you jump in. This guy got the first ever username. That A. People were in line for usernames and he was first in line. Oh, that shimmy. Shimmy is not done like that in Street Fighter 3. You don't really need to shimmy if that makes any sense. There's no reason to wait for someone to whiff something before just smashing them. If you're gonna throw, you can just throw. How do you tech knockdowns in this game? You tap down as you land. You can tech any knockdown except a super. Techs are all back rolls. If the last hit that knocked you, if a super is in a combo, it has to be the last hit before you get knocked over, which it generally will be. But you can't have like some super hits, then some normal hits, and then like still have a hard knockdown. It's only the super itself. If the last hit was a super, you can't quicksand. Oh, that Stan Fierce was actually super well placed. I think it hit the limb. It's a neutral throw. Can against Makoto. The throw that Ken literally never does, thankfully. It's one of the more amusing things about this game. That error. Unfortunately, they fixed that for OE. They said they wouldn't fix like certain glitches, but they would fix other glitches. And they left all the OTGs in, but they did remove that. They were actually really smart about which glitches they left in and which glitches they fixed. I wouldn't say they were really smart. I would say more they didn't fuck it up. The headbutt was very low risk. The only thing you're really risking is if they do like a meaty launcher, and Ken doesn't really have a meaty launcher apart from like fucking light DP. Oh shit, I didn't finish the cup bracket. The mirror didn't get a hit there. The mirror is supposed to get a hit there. He went for the overhead. That's a punish, that's a punish, that's a punish. Ken is cheap. If you're wondering why Ken is strong, there's basically 3 big reasons. One of them is his damage is really fucking high for some reason. Same with Ryu, but... No, same with Ryu. Their damage is about the same. Ryu's is actually a little bit stronger. The second is that he's got a low into a super and an overhead into a super. And also just good confirms into that super in general. So he's got a really solid mix-up. And the third is that Shippu is absolutely broken when it comes to punishing. Shippu has 2 startup frames and then active, which makes it fucking... It might be 1 startup frame and then active. It's ridiculously fast. And it lets you get 1 frame punishes on a ton of stuff that are supposed to be safe. Ken's Shippu is literally the best punishing tool in the entire game in terms of consistency. Reversal Shippu punishes everything. Like as Oro, Reversal Shippu punishes my stand strong on block. It punishes my stand fierce on block or hit. It punishes my stand forward at some ranges on block, I think, or hit. It punishes low strong on block, and I think, or hit. It punishes like a shit ton of my buttons, basically. It doesn't punish low forward. I don't remember if it punishes roundhouse. But like most of Oro's buttons, most attacks in Street Fighter 3 are like slightly minus. That's the whole thought. Most attacks are minus in this game. That's the way that it works. Nearly every attack in this game is like plus like 2 on hit or like minus 2 on block. It's a very narrow window. There's almost no links. Being in the corner is so scary against Urian. He's almost got the bar. Not gonna matter at this point. OE did not. OE is just pretty much a perfect port in terms of gameplay. Visuals are very slightly off. It was the anniversary edition that neutered Oro and Urian, I think, or maybe the Dreamcast version. I don't remember. I think it was anniversary. Removed cross-up unblockables. Or maybe it was just the second arcade release. The thing about Oro and Urian's unblockables is that it makes them interesting characters. Neither of them are broken by merit of those unblockables. I wonder what fucking qualifiers you use if a game can be not your favorite but the most fun. When it comes to video games, like favorite and most fun. Oh my god, fucking Jesus Christ. EX, he thought that EX tackle was gonna chip. So he did it. And then it didn't chip. And then that's a really unsafe attack. And then Elena went for like either a reversal super or a cancel into a super. But either way, she mistimed it. Okay, so Dreamcast version. Dreamcast was the one with the no unblockables. Did it fix anything else? Ah, the Ninja Throw bug. It's a shame. Of all the things they could fix, they fixed the fucking left-right unblockables. Fucking they just left Chun-Li as is. Damn good one. I get it. Nerd strike. Like the people who play it are nerds. Mash throws are way worse than non-mash throws. They did not balance that properly. It's not really a problem for anyone except... It's not really a problem for almost anyone at all. The only character it's really a problem for is fucking Oro. But Oro's throws are just kind of defective in general. There are Dreamcast sticks. There are also adapters that make other sticks work on Dreamcast. That's a very difficult escape. You have to go for a whole fuck ton of parries.
忘れても全体止めますんで。そっか。さあ小牧にコメントを求めた僕がバカでした。やめろって。ちょっと待って、お前自分から聞いといてさ。9人目対9人目です。あと今のはダメチェストの一角後に挟んという非常にバカみたいな絵面が出てますが、やめろって。これが富永さん9人目対9人目の対決と言っていいのでしょうか。これは開けませんね。シャグシューター大パンシャグリ大パン。うわでも小牧さんも中継溜めて中盤前大パンチェスト正中線5段突き若干残って9人目小牧この後をしっかりやりたい。さあやばいよ。やりて最後ジャンプ中継しっかりしている小牧。そうですね。もうなんか今日も海の物語でなんか楽しい。
That was like Arthur that didn't go far enough.
海の物語で楽しいクリスマスってすげえ楽しそうですね。なんかそうだね。言葉だけ聞くとただスローヤーにいただけなんですけど。
I feel like I like that fighting games are becoming more mainstream, but I feel like we've lost something where fighting games were just kind of the outcome didn't matter in the process of making them more competitive. I feel like the rise of tournaments has created more people who like hate losing. Casuals were easier to get in the arcade environment, where it was just like fucking, I'll have a good time fucking mashing against this opponent no matter what happens. The process of creating a game that people could get good at also made people like way more sensitive to losing. But I can't really see any way around that. You have to take something serious to get good at it, and if you take something serious and lose, you know. That was cool. She was airborne for that, so he got a second one. I love that juggle. He's gone for that a couple times now and gotten it. It's so scary. Lows on a grappler are so scary. It looked like he went for parry. Trying to parry the fireball, but the fireball never actually hit him. Chun-Li's fireball is not a charge move in this game. Her only charge move is spinning bird. Anti-air low is a very common anti-air in high level. He didn't hit confirm that for shit. He did not hit confirm that. He just did it. But anti-air low is really strong. Anti-air low hits people from like outside the range where their jump-ins will hit, and often low profiles them. And it hits people if they hit an air button at all. It's a punish. You see anti-air low all the time, but you don't normally see that hard like risk reward. Anti-air low is like the mark of high level play. It's just because it's the bare minimum risk. If you're gonna anti-air, like, that's probably the absolute safest way to anti-air. Unless you cancel it to Makoto Super 1. DP? No, you don't get that. No, I think you do get that. I don't remember if you get that or not. You might need to do DP into Super to get DP. Kind of like fucking Street Fighter 5. Makoto, you just have to buffer really fast. I don't think there's a trick to it. Parry into hard Tatsu. Yeah, look at that. From frame 1, Akuma's towards strong is unthrowable. He got parried, he landed instant towards strong. Then she whiffed to throw inside it. Akuma has a lot of weird little quirks in his attacks. The main reason towards strong is unthrowable is probably so you can use Car Demons with it easier. Since Car Demon, this was like the Car Demon defining game. I think it's technically been there ever since he got the demon in Super Turbo in like the Dreamcast version. I think. It was definitely in all the alpha games. You do have to do a specific version depending on where you are on the screen. It also doesn't work at all at certain ranges. Usually the medium one is fine. Sometimes the medium one won't work and you have to use the hard one, but usually if you have to resort, oftentimes the hard one also works. That's the true anti-air. I think it's really important for fighting games to have that, like, something that you can just kind of easily understand and just immediately start doing. Smash is obviously like the best at that, but a good example is like KO14 with the fucking jab 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 combos. They're like never optimal, but even at a very low level, it's fairly easy to understand. It's like, well, any combo where you can go into jab, you can just hit jab 4 times and get a semi-useful combo. It's like zero skill, but it's something that, like, you know, it's not that much worse than what the good players are going to be doing. The main problem with it is there's just no conversions with it, other than the one that the game just gives you. Most casual modes of fighting games did something like that. I remember, like, easy mode of Marvel 1. They tried to do that. They did a really shitty job, but they tried to do that with Cross Tekken and the auto combos. But that was like the absolute worst way to do it on every front. Okay, we can escape those setups with teleport. Teleport's unthrowable in this game too, you just have to punish the recovery. What you really need is like an internal consistency of what certain attacks do against. The problem with fighting games is that there's no, like with a shooter, there's like a fucking, just a button, you know? It's like, this is my trigger, and it's always on a trigger, and then the rest is movement. It's very intuitive. The problem with fighting games is they literally cannot be intuitive. There cannot possibly be a correlation between fucking buttons on a controller and what a character does in fighting game. What they need to do is make like a vaguely uniform system that like every character, like if you look at like fucking what towards A in Guilty Gear is something like that, right? Where towards A is like a decent anti-air for everyone. That sort of thing. That's the sort of thing. It needs to be like, they need to have a vaguely intuitive system. The way that Smash does it with like the fucking direction plus attack button is like very straightforward. You don't know necessarily what the normal you're gonna get is, but you're gonna know what its purpose is. I'm gonna attack in this direction. Shell was quite broken, wasn't she? Well, she wasn't broken, but she was top tier. I don't remember if she was actually genuinely top tier or just high tier and annoying. Serlin's game? Which one? Yumi? Oh, the recent one. I think Fantasy Strike, yeah. Dive Kick is actually a good example of a game where you know exactly what you're doing with your buttons. Dive Kick is actually a fantastic fighting game, if a bit simple. The thing about it that's really brilliant is it's actually not that simple. I think it's simple, and then you fight someone who's good at it, and they fucking beat you over and over. It's just like, what is he doing? When Dive Kick has actual footsies. Alex Season 2 literally won the BAF Cup tonight. Just so you know. I thought Dive Cup was just a meme until I played it. And then I was kind of blown away. I was really impressed. I was like, shit. I mean, it's still a meme. Dive Kick is no doubt a meme. I think Super's impossible here. Yeah, he went for EX. He was like just at the wrong position. Alex is possibly weak. Alex's nerfs are absolutely awful in a vacuum. It seems like everyone had a lot of nerfs. That's true, actually. Primary perks got hit pretty much universally. God, Birdie's stay medium kick took the fucking shit. Birdie's stay medium kick went from like 80 damage to 60. It got a frame slower, and it also got a lot easier to counter poke. It's like, shit. You need all that? Couldn't just give him one of those? It's like they're trying to make it unusable.
年季を感じさせるマッチ動き。いいよマット頑張って。うお。
That was cool. He actually used the fucking up kick to anti-air. Very nice. Get the... Aww. You can do a jump into another Tatsu there. You can get 6 hits of Tatsu. Looks rad. He went for the target combo. You almost never see that target combo except to set up super. Unfortunately, Yang's damage is absolutely bad. I would say Urian is probably the character I'm the most afraid of in terms of potential. I would say that it's probably Guile, then Urian in my theoretical tier list right now. And then maybe Ibuki. Sucks for Alex, but God, Fang. Fang. He must be suffering being a Fang player. 今回のね、マストのチームもかなり強いですからね。スレンダーでマストのチーム。ラオウ軍ですからね。はい、ラオウ、メスター、マッチ、MOV、そして井上召喚ですから。はい、Cammy really surprises me. I feel like Cammy was quite strong in Season 1, and she was nerfed less than the other strong characters in Season 1. Like, everyone who was like top 5 in Season 1 got nerfed like crazy, except Cammy. Cammy did get nerfed though. Cammy ate a lot of nerfs, damn. Cammy got like she lost meterless uppercut, which wasn't a huge deal because no Cammy already did that, but you know it sucks. It means that the opponent doesn't really have to second guess you as much anymore. Even if like she never did it, it was nice that people like occasionally just baited. Alex has normals hit like crazy. Cammy lost meterless uppercuts. There was something else. The EX dive kick. EX dive kick. Literally her 2 best tools. Okay, not her 2 best tools, but like literally her best tool. Got a lot worse. Whew. Did Crouch Minion Punch actually get slower? I know it had a hurt box added like before and after. Bigger hurt boxes sucks. I guess we could do another. It's only 40 minutes. This is 1 year old. These are 2 pretty good players to be the first 2 players against each other. Tell you a story. Let me think about that. Oh wow, that background house went over the fireball. What's a story that you guys would find entertaining? Did I ever tell you guys the long time since I've wielded a bow staff story? I think I told that in one of these videos. I could read you a story that I found on fanfiction.net. If he jumps up, no recovery on landing. I feel like it's kind of unreasonably hard to counter poke a lot of attacks in SF5, and Season 2 tried really hard to fix that. And looks so far pretty good at it. Counter poking should be a bigger thing. I'm gonna tell you a story about Elena. Rotoscoping. That was the story.
まあ、ちゃんとその残った片方を殺せるかどうかというところなんですけれども、そうですね。まあ、富永さん、実はですね、次に控えるのは9号、ショーンのどちらかということで、あらら、珍しいショーンがいる今日は。そうですね、ここでブレイク入りました。お、これは久しぶりのタルバイン戦。
I love that juggle.
タルバインさんも困ると中断地獄を相手にして、
He could have flash kicked there.
はい。まあ立ちの中段の中継か、台形ですかね、中継なんですか、そうだね、それか、マレット、まあ、このどちらかが絶対に飛んできます。最後はラウンドアーチ。勝ったのはタルバイン2015年を締めました。綺麗です。はい、2015年。
Wait, whose crouch forward is 12 frames? Wait, really? Alex? Really? That's fucking slow. Elena has lots of fun in this matchup with her two hit animals.
来ましたか。大晦日での初登場。大晦日の初登場。だから2015年の最後の初登場かもしれない。最後の初登場ですね。まあでもただリアルさん次もショーン使いリアルさんももしかすると初登場かもしれない。まあなんかあれですね、この2015年の12月。
He did his best to get far away so he could actually wake up. I mean, actually super. And it's all gone in 1 second.
あとまあちょっと31日は休みがみんな多いから。遊びに来やすいのかもしれないね。まあ、あとですね、はい、9号対エレナなんですけれども、なんとこれ、猫山アレックスリードしております。猫山アレックスさん。来てますね。
Oh, that same roundhouse kind of pricked the button.
まあ、女性にも人気の高い猫、はい、そして山、はい、そしてアレックスの、その人気なるこの、
There is no story about the time I lost my virginity. That was a walking 720. And Elena's bad at punishing.
2015年サード流行語大賞に選ばれるようなノミネートされてますね。山、そしてアレックスと、はい、全部入ってますよね。いつぞやの、まああれですからね。
But I've had a few relationships. 3. I've had 3 relationships. One day I'll be able to tell you guys about one of them. I could technically tell you about the other 2.
サード流行語大賞アレックスだったと思います。なるほど。じゃあ一度取ってるわけですね。そうですね。山はですね、2011
Literally, I dated 2 girls who were I dated 2 girls who were unfaithful. Sort of unfaithful. It was a weird kind of unfaithful for both of them. Relationships are really complicated. The first girl I dated, I was like in high school when I was like a little kid. Because you're a little kid when you're in high school. And she didn't really, I thought we were dating, but she didn't really think we were dating. So it's not really that she was unfaithful so much as it was that, like, you know, I thought we were a thing and then she got a boyfriend. And it's just like, oh, never mind. I feel like we were, it wasn't just me like being ignorant or like thinking things overly through though. It wasn't just like oh I can't catch the hint that we're just friends. It wasn't like that. Like we did some very like boyfriend girlfriend things. And then it was just like oh I took on a boyfriend. For all I know she was trying to make me jealous or some shit. I've like forced that like every memory from that out of my head. I like didn't think about it. It like broke my heart at the time. I didn't think about it deliberately for a while. And now I can't remember a lot of stuff about her. We weren't in a relationship for super long. It was only like months. And then the other one that I can talk about, she wanted to like have a harem, basically. She like came out to me as polyamorous, and she was like, I want to marry a whole bunch of people. I was like, I don't think I'm cool with this, and she was like, that's okay. We still talk. To the best that I can tell, she's still single, so I guess a lot of people aren't cool with it. She like mega hit on me. I've never had like I've apart from her, I've like never had anyone hit on me. Maybe I've had a couple people hit on me and I didn't notice. I'm not gonna say that it's never happened, but I don't think it's happened. I'm not like ugly, but I'm kind of curt. I'm kind of curt. I'm a kind of curt person. Not super social. Um. But she like hella hit on me. She like fucking aggressively like, oh my god, let's like hang out. I like you. I like hanging around you, kind of thing. But it turned out like she did that with like a whole bunch of guys. So it's just like, oh.
あなたもいい年なんだからそろそろ結婚しなさいとそうですね富永さんのように言われてるわけですなんで俺が言われてるって知ってんのいやそれは知ってますよ富永の母の気持ちはこの徳良わかりますか徳良は富永の母ではあると油ばっか売ってないではなく魚ばっか売ってないで
She was literally like she was literally dating a bunch of people besides me. It wasn't just like she came out as like polyamorous and she's like, hey, can I date someone else? It was like she came out as polyamorous and she had already been dating. Like I wasn't the one, like I was the one she was cheating on someone else with. You know what I mean? I was like man number 4. Okay, I don't actually know my number, but there were other people besides me. There was at least one other person besides me, possibly several. She had some, what I would call unhealthy behaviors towards guys. Damn, that's gotta be the worst thing in the universe.
なんか闇に埋もれてましたよね闇に埋もれてました本当に徳良さんどうしたんで生きているそう生存確認が必要でしたね徳良さんいるのかなでも徳良さん11月に戻ってまいりましてそう戻ってきたねはいよかったそしてクーペも決まりそうですねまあなんとプレクーペはい
I've never met any of these other mystery people. Elena sucks at punishing. These Elena suck at punishing. You can get a DP here. Yeah, look at it. Love seeing that shit.
そしてタルバインがラッシュが止まりませんね2015年タルバイン最後の最後でラッシュが止まりませんまあこれだけラッシュをかけるということは
Yeah, that's it. That's what I would say. I'd say like there's no good reason.
ガス欠を起こしちゃでもフェデレーションカップあまり期待できないかもしれないそうでもカルさん確かにぎっくり腰
There's no cold situation that results in you being in bed with a guy where there was no alternative. It's like, bitch, you weren't climbing Everest. That would be my text back to her. I'd be like, bitch, you better be in a cot hanging off the side of a mountain, and it better be negative 40. そのまま顔面から落ちて、顎がスタンするというね。 Angry and in love is a very, very deadly combination that makes fools of us all. I too have been like that.
本当にすごいタイムを出すらしくて、結構本当にガチの。
Anyway, making Street Fighter videos and having meaningful relationships with women are mutually exclusive lifestyles.
タルバインさんの走り込みにはちょっとかな。そうですね。ちょっと今日のタルバインさんの走り込みはちょっと違いますね。ですね。あでも最近ちょっと走ってないんじゃないの？ちょっとそうですね。やり込み不足かもしれませんね。ちょっとランニングが足らねば。お、壊し信頼決めてきました。そして PA 下の勝利権昆虫を採集していくが投げてあれ入れ込んでる時あるから危ないよ。ゲージをこれは温存しましたね。ゲージを温存して竜巻旋風脚これボアですかね。コマンドミス今何だったんだろう。さあそうなんですよ。僕はですねてっきりそのランドリーマンさんの名前は選択やケンちゃんから来てるのかなと思ったんですけどだと思いましたよね。
Oh man. Log into your online accounts? That's the worst. Like honestly, like it's one thing being a kissless virgin, but like being in a bad relationship is so much worse even still. Statistically, the most likely person to kill you is your spouse. Think about that one.
ここで続いて登場がリアルさんですね。さあそして来ました。
Yeah, he hit him with the ball. When Sean starts the round, he throws a ball, and you can steer the ball. And if you manage to hit the opponent with the ball, you get a little tiny bit of meter at the start of the round. A very small amount. You basically can't even see it. Dude, this is a Sean player. Not only is this a Sean player, but it's clearly an experienced Sean player because he knows how to steer the ball. That's his weird target combo into overhead. His overhead is really shit. Actually, everything he has is really shit. He's even using the shitty super, amusingly. He's doing pretty well considering he's playing Sean. I'm pretty sure the EXDP isn't invincible for Sean. I'm pretty sure that you can just stuff that with meaties. It's unthrowable. Everything Sean has that's not really bad is like shared by Ken. His forward dash is pretty good. Most of his crouching buttons are really shit. That's nice. That super doesn't even do that much damage considering it's literally the longest super bar you can have and hold only one. Oh my god. Did you get him? Yeah, wow, nice. Alright, the Sean Dream is dead. That was a pretty good Sean.
2P 側、1P 側、今日はエレナが非常に多いですけれども、2P 側のエレナ代表、
That's actually Sean's stay roundhouse. Close roundhouse, rather.
やはりこの冬の時期になってくるとペロリキンもかなり気になるところですから、まあね、なんかチャット情報によりますと、ペロリキンは検査マジでしといた方がいいぞと、なんか危険な細菌みたいですね。さあこれをペロリキンがこれで攻め立てていくが中足 X 作動権切り返して、
Oh, nice punish.
ここはしっかり
Proof that Elena's sometimes have combos.
ピロラッシュが来るのか。ウイルスを相手に対してつけていった。
Did you get him? You got him.
ウイルスつけていきましたね。感染しちゃった。はい。やっちゃったね。さあランドリーマン、色がかなり緑になっておりますが。
Damn, who's the one giving all these women these kids and then breaking up with them? That's the question.
そうですね。中代、ハドシン代。
How is it that every middle-aged woman in the dating scene already has a kid? Everyone's so in a hurry to have kids.
熱処理してるんですかね、ちゃんとランドリーさんは。まあそうですね。かなり除菌活動は精力的に行っているみたいですね。そうですね。しっかり抗菌仕様にしていかないとね。まずいですね。投げに行きたいところだったんですけど。
I feel like it wouldn't like be a deal breaker for me if a girl had a kid, but that sure is like a turn off. I mean, I'm kind of into the mom figure, if you know what I mean. But you know, taking on that huge responsibility. Oh no. Got the red parry. And he got the right punish. Jesus Christ, this isn't Elena. That was really cool. Different characters do different things there. 2 parries then jump works for a lot of characters. I feel like I could learn to love a stepson. Slash stepdaughter. I feel like a stepson slash stepdaughter could be like a cool bro. Unless they were a kid, in which case they could grow to effectively be a cool son slash daughter. I've known so many friends with like stepdads. I've never imagined being the stepdad at any point during my entire life. I only know stepdads from like a kid perspective. I think literally the definition of a cool stepdad is gets you drugs.
1秒でも長く東京で遊びたいと言っておりました。
Very nice.
ラッキンコークバラを投げて壊しガードしている。後ろから投げ立ち上がった。ブロッキンからここは保険がかかってなかった。ショートスイング大航空やべえ。
Oh my god, he mistimed the rose and then DP worked. This isn't gonna kill.
削りきれませんね。はい。じゃあこれで北海道に帰ります。さあそして富永さん2015年、はい、12月31日、はい、初のお耳ですか。お初にお目にかかりまして、西条さん来ましたよ。なんとまだまだいます。サードプレイ
You wanna know the problem with relationships? Because I already know it. I'm gonna tell everyone here the problem with relationships. Okay? This is why relationships suck. Except when they work. And oftentimes they do work. But this is the bad thing, okay? Match.com did like a fucking poll. I think it was Match. Did a poll where it's like, could you ever forgive your loved one if they cheated? And something like under any circumstance, could you ever forgive them? And like 60% said like no. And Match.com also did a poll where it was like, would you cheat on your significant other if you absolutely knew for a fact that you would get away with it, that they would never find out? And something like 70% said yes. That's the problem with relationships. There's a significant overlap of people who think it's okay if they cheat, but not okay if their partner cheats.
さあここは行きました。最初勝利で削れたかもね。瀬戸っちさあ2016年は、はい、瀬戸の花嫁を手に入れると。そうですね。そういう。
I think it was actually 60% said they would cheat and 70% said they would never forgive. I think I mixed up the numbers.
7割8割ぐらいの人たちは、はい、来年そういう目標をここの8割ぐらいの。はい。ここにまあいい年ですからね。はい。我々結構いい年なんでね。
He just landed a Super 2. I didn't even see that he fucking picked Super 2. Did he grab a jab? Super 2 you can, I think, I don't actually remember. I think you can just jump out of Super 2. I haven't seen it in so fucking long. Super 2 is a command grab, but I'm pretty sure it's like a 2-frame command grab and you can just hold up. Like Hyper Bomb. There are a few command grab supers that you never see, and one of them is a real grab, but I don't remember which. It might be Ibuki's. The rest you can just jump out. You can also juggle into Super 2, but it's kind of not that good in juggles. It's really hard to land, which is the main reason you never see it. Necro's other supers are pretty good too. 4 frames. Oh, he got her again. This must be the best fucking Necro in the world.
さあ富永さん、攻撃ベスト8、そしてクリペレーションカップ準優勝の保坂、はい、なんと、はい、6人目です。まだ赤ガエル、浦島、サビ、元気心、富永いますけれども、はい、
I've literally just fucking, that's 3 different numbers. Arcade mode, Third Strike arcade mode is pretty bad. There's a lot of input reading and Gil is unfair. It's not that hard to beat if you have the right strat, but the right strat is not just be good at the game. That's the problem. The right strat is learn the like 3 different things that the computer likes to do. Damn, that's an easy way to remember. AFM is a very good Chun, and he's been playing Chun for years and years. AFM has probably been playing Chun-Li at fucking top level Third Strike for fucking since 1999. I think he's one of them since the beginning, guys. AFM has literally been a tournament winner for fucking 17 years. Alright, later, Malik.
今ちょっとやりすぎだったかな。今ちょっとやりすぎ。 多分我々のコメントを聞いてやってる可能性もあるんじゃないですか。
I mean, I'm pretty good at third strike, and I don't usually ever use another quarter except until... Do you get it? Wow. Suddenly it's cheap. I don't usually use another quarter till go. Honestly, I usually just beat the game without gaming over. Oh my god. I mean, you know. I'm pretty good at this game, and also I played arcade mode a lot. Not a lot, but you know, it does read your parries. It reads your everything. There was one guy in Shoryuken forums who I distinctly remember, like, knew all the patterns that it ever did, and he got like MSF and like a bunch of the, not MSF, but like SS. Like every single match, he would like just do the parries for whatever that character would do at that range, and then just get punishes. And he literally had like a full playthrough of like SS, SS, like S, like ZS, like start to finish. And his final rank was MSF. It's easy to get a high final rank, even if the final rank is not the average of your previous ranks. Ah, she hit a button. Parrying to button is it's almost always a good idea. But there are very certain things you can do to make it a bad idea. If you want to play a game with some godlike input reading, play Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Do I think they will be in Street Fighter 5? Probably eventually. Possibly just as a boss battle. But probably eventually. He might only be in cutscenes. But Urian's the shit Gil. Urian's entire purpose is to make Gilbert a playable character. Oh, no super cancel. No super cancel again. If you actually want the most horrible fucking bosses you'll ever play, probably Alpha 3 Shinakuma or any boss from any KOF game are all fucking shit. SNK boss syndrome is literally a trope of having like a story mode, like arcade mode with a boss that you literally just can't beat. I spent hours trying to beat Magaki in KOF 11. He's one of the easier ones, I think. Anyway, even if they're harder, Mortal Kombat's a lot more egregious about its input reading. Nice meaty. Hey, remember this character? Remember Alex? This guy's cool. I like him. Oh my god, that anti-air. Stand forward into... Whoa, Elena, hitboxes. That's pathetic. Linus hitboxes are really strange. Egregious. Yeah, that. Ugh. That hit is a punish. Shinigami on Alpha 2 literally like you just like he just stands next to you and as soon as you hit a button he uppercuts you. And it's an invincible uppercut. And he never ever does it until it's a guaranteed punish.
さあ赤ガエル、はい、悪いことはできない、はい、第2戦因果応報戦ですね。
Lariat in this game is awful. It's like actually awful. The buttons Alex hits are way different. The only time you really see Lariat that much from Alex is after an air-to-air towards Fierce, which you also never see. This game is mostly about medium buttons. Alex's best buttons are stand medium kick and probably towards strong, which is his overhead, but not an overhead in this game. Low forward and low strong are also okay. Stand strong is also okay. Alex has a bunch of like okay normals. But close medium kick, far medium kick, and towards strong are like the best ones. Unfortunately, Alex's footsie tools are just not that good in general, so he's really reliant on parries. Good. Aw, he fucked it up pretty bad. I think he had the meter to get a Yagyo Odama. That's a hard parry. That is a very hard parry. If he was watching for it, he could have slash elbowed under it and punished Aura, but he wasn't, so he had to parry, and you know. Hiroshima, this guy's really good Ken. Koro is a really good Aura. This is not how Oro should play this matchup, I feel. I like the Super 2 pick. I think that's correct. But getting meter and giving Ken meter is a really bad trade because Ken builds meter faster and his meter is more useful. No Kuroda setup. He could have gone for the traditional setup. He only had one super, so he only had one unblockable. But it was still good to go for. He probably should have done that. Stand strong, 2 hits, walk in, stand strong, 1 hit into medium super. Nice. That was like the correct thing to do. Now I like that he's building meter. But again, Ken's super meter is more useful than Oro's is. So like giving Ken meter in exchange for you getting meter is not super helpful. Especially considering that Oro doesn't really need meter anymore. Once he's got like 1.5 bars. I mean, it's nice to have extra, so you can use some EX moves. I don't know the amount for parrying the super. It's a lot. It's not gonna be like a whole super bar or anything like that, I don't think. It's probably gonna be like half a one. Oh. He needed the... Oh, he actually got it. I thought he was too close to the corner. He is really lucky that he was not a pixel closer. Oh my god! I think that was an accident. He missed the cross of unblockable. Ken could have blocked his way out of that one. Gah. This should kill. He's got enough meter. Gotta go for a Kuroda setup. That was okay. Ken could have started blocking, but he didn't. Nah, look at that. He literally went off his good touch. He's picking Super 2 still. I could miss a teleport. That's questionable. That's a questionable super pick. Nice parries.
まあまあまあ
Um, I don't actually. I think not with unblockables. I think you have to parry the new direction, but you can't block.
2015年富永の解説です
You can parry down,
富永さんね今年1年
or rather, you can parry down for
先生のお話を
Urian's bullshit. I don't actually know about Aura's bullshit. I don't know if you can low parry as Yagyo.
はい
Nice. This does a lot of fucking damage.
みんなから教わっております
He got the prediction, but he didn't punish it. That would have stunned. That would have been an instant win.
あ勝利権読んでましたね今いい選択肢だったんですけれども小型入れて
He had to deliberately lose his like overhead low mix up just so he could get that bait though.
上かじっくりいきたい
Oh, he tried to bait that, and he baited it, but it's still punished. Parries don't actually autocorrect, which is a huge problem for. Well, that was a nice red parry, but he didn't do anything with it. Or only gets a poke there anyway.
まだわかりません
That's one of Aura's like biggest weaknesses, is that if he gets a far parry, he doesn't get anything, because he has like no super that just hits. Every one of his supers is like a setup kind of attack. He literally can't get good damage off of a far parry. He just gets a poke.
これまでも盛り上がってましたよここからもっといくよもっとグーグーいくよさああともう3対3か残り
What's funny is while baiting that teleport, he did strong, but he could have done he got far strong, but if he hit forward from that range, he would have gotten close forward, and close forward would have been a punish because it comes out a lot faster,
だがこの
and it also leads to the uppercut. I mean, not the uppercut, the command grab, which would have dizzied.
そして
He went for the wrong punish. He should have gone for consistency. He didn't need chicken combo there.
あーここから無理をし
What probably happened was he was anticipating the range of. He went too far regardless. He definitely went too far, but he was probably anticipating the range of the punch teleport, but it was the kick teleport or something like that.
ですねこれはかなりでかいんじゃないですか相手ゲージ放出1ラウンド取られるからさあちょっと国やりづらそうです円柱形祭り円柱形祭りです
Oh, look at that. Jump back air fireball. Remember that?
竜でなんか性能が違ったりするんですか強い技ではないと思いますまあお気に定評のあるあんま変わんないんだおうわー角から
And this game is really, really hard for Akuma to combo out of air fireballs.
処理しております
They're 100% used for like screen control.
さあやりづらそうだ国さんやりづらそうですね
It's almost riskless to jump and do an air fireball, but it's also like not very rewarding. Akuma can teleport out of dungeon setups, but if it's a block string into the dungeon, he has to get at least one red parry and then teleport.
投げてバックジャンプ
I.e., he's in the same situation every other character is.
で続きまして
He can teleport out of like meaty fireball, dungeon setups. It's still like a kind of a bad idea to pick dungeon against him, but it's not like it's not that bad.
そう
Very nice jab. Yeah, he got it. The jab does almost no damage there, but it's possible and it resets. So you need a really high connect. You basically need really precise timing on the medium roll for the jab to be possible, and then you need vaguely precise timing on the jab.
打ち切っていくいやーここでまとわり
It's a really cool little combo though. It's probably a failed target combo.
もうないがさあここでわからんわからんあー
Yeah, I love that shit.
くぐって
Stay medium kick is JP3.
からので
You can juggle 2 Rekkas then a Fierce, for example,
さあ
or just a 3 Rekka string, or various other things.
さびさん落ち着いてほしいあー右足の光に
Yang's corner juggles are actually super cool. We might see them soon because Akuma's fixing to get dizzy.
スタンチも体力もかなりやばいことになってる
Oh, there it goes. Denshin Hadoken is unblockable.
あーでもこれはおーマジグログロ落ち着いてる強すぎないこの人
Yang's EX Rekka is probably the best EX move in the game.
追加して元気さん
No, it's not just full charge, it's all of them. It's literally all of them. Denshin is just unblockable in this game, you have to parry it.
あーなんか言ってなかった言ってた言ってたでもやっぱりアレックスは
Also, in Street Fighter V, it's the same way. Denshin just guard breaks. No charging required.
パンチが真っ赤っかそして体力もない デランデピオルとは珍しいあのターゲット
This is
タイ
Genki.
ミングがね難しい
His name says Genki Genki Shin. Genki Kami. God. Genki God. If this is that Genki, then fucking prepare to be amazed. Genki is the best Alex. I mean, even the best Alex isn't super good. That was neat. You see that? Yang did. You normally can't dive kick with that angle on back jumps. It normally goes straight down. But because he parried on the way back, he like jumped back and then parried. When you parry midair, you get put into a forward jump state. So he got a forward jump dive kick, which had a different angle. Yeah, Yuns lets him cancel everything into each other, and Yang's gives him extra hits on all his attacks. Yuns works and juggles, Yang's doesn't. Very nice. Also, those red parries were good. That killed! Yang's, it's also worth mentioning that Yang's custom combo is very slightly cheaper to do, although they're two of the cheapest supers in the game. Which is ironic because they're two of the best supers in the game. Anyone where Yang can get unblockable loops, they're like really good. Whew, look at the stun. Aw, he had the right read, it's just it didn't work. He's dead. He whiffed the stand strong because it builds meter. It's weird seeing that after like Street Fighter 4 and 5. Alex, man. Alex just fucking adds up the stuns so fast. You just look at your stun bar and it's like, oh shit, it's half full. Just out of nowhere. What a weird juggle. Not juggle, you know. That's not gonna combo. That's max damage. That would be pretty strong, but also you have to remember that Alex's medium and hard flash chop fucking suck dick in this game. Hard is good for like, you know, stuns, which Alex does get a lot of. I think hard flash chop into suplex is only barely stronger than a jumping combo. And it's weaker if you have EX. There's no EX command grab for Alex. There are a lot of fucking moves in this game that just don't have EX versions. They like couldn't think of anything to do for EX command grab. That'd be kind of cool. Very nice punish. He can't dizzy though. That cross through. Nice punish. Pathetic. Alex Stanfierce didn't hit in time. Masakara Karakusa. Oh, he's dead. He's actually dead. This is done. Genki, no. I guess that's it. There's not enough time for another match. I got work tomorrow, so I need to go pretty soon. Let me check right now when I'm supposed to show up at work.